Flying everything, flying the A380 in different flight sims. I accidentally ended the video, so this is part 2. Here we are in a realistic plane crash sim. I don't really show this flight sim a lot on the channel, but we'll see it when I finish making all the YouTube shorts. I'm flying every single plane in this game. Bluey. Engine failure because we recreated Qantas Flight 32. Probably not on the right side, but I don't care. Let's descend to Volcano Island for an emergency landing. Pull down, pull down, pull down. Oh, pull up. Okay. Good. That one pretty good. There's actually one more flight sim on Roblox that has the A380. A game that I've never shown on the channel before. Here we are with Plane Crash Physics. A game I never show on 100 Robux for a private server. Alright, we're going to the public server. Yeah, this is the game I barely show on the channel. I only made 1 or 2 YouTube shorts about this game. And that's it. That's how much cash I have, if you were wondering. So, if you're wondering what the A360 and the A370 would look like, I'll show you what that looks like quickly. As we just saw a plane disintegrate behind that mountain. This is what the A360 would probably look like. And that's what the A370 will probably look like. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what the A360 or 70 would look like if Boeing ever made one. I mean, Airbus made one. Why did I say Boeing? Now we have... are you serious right now, bro? Okay, I'm gonna wait for these guys to take off. Hey, Mario! Okay, someone just spawned the bomb plane and blew up their plane, so that was a pretty weird decision they did, but I'm not judging. Ah, there's our A380. Doesn't have many gears. And we immediately crashed. Let's retry that takeoff, because we ain't ended this as Roblox Flight Simulator early. Come on! Ah, yes, bigger runway. Bigger runway, bigger goods. And it immediately blew up when I was spawning it in. Go figure. Don't throw that A380 block at me. Okay, Kim. Yes, we finally took off without any problems. Let's say the tail breaks off, so we're trying to make an emergency landing. But then the plane starts banking, hits the mountain, and crashes. Okay, now we'll be moving on to the mobile flight sims. Only 2. We're back with the flight sim. And unlike our 777 video, which is right here, we have to be careful while taking off the A380 because it does tend to crash. So yeah, like it tends to bend over while crashing.
You don't need to lick his toes.
Hey, we took off without crashing. No, we'll level out. And we're actually in the Airbus livery for the A380, which is pretty dang cool. So yeah, the plane is flying. Let's bank so we can land at the runway. But let's say the pilot banks too much and they start going down. Roop, roop, pull up. Roop, roop, pull up. But they were able to get out of the bank, but they they crashed while making a landing. Now, our final flight sim, the classic good old GEOFS. Now, which livery for the A380? How about the good old classic Emirates? You know what? We'll be actually flying every single livery in this game for the A380. So let's put the engines at full throttle for takeoff. Let's go. Come on, pull the tail down, please. Pull down. Dang, this plane is so barely overloaded, it can barely take off. Anyway, we're starting to take off. Clean takeoff without a tail strike, a diabolical tail strike. Because this plane is not as long as a pencil plane, which we did in part 1. So yeah, the plane is now flying. Really like how Emirates chose a good red company logo at the bottom of their A380s and 747. I mean, 777s. So we're pulling up. See you on our landing. You know our good old landing has to be the beautiful St. Martin. If you remember my GEOFS short with A380 or 747, I'm going to do something similar to that. I'm actually going to remake that YouTube short and make a new YouTube short. 737 or A320. We're pretty high for our approach. Ooh! Spoiler! Deploy the spoilers! Yeah, this landing is not butter at all. This is a definite go-around. Definitely a go-around. We're now doing our go-around. Should have deployed the spoilers a lot earlier. Hey, American Airlines 777. That's pretty cool. Spoilers are deployed. I'm not going to use flaps because the flaps just make me pull up. So we're just using spoilers. So yeah, our Emirates Flight 4878 is now coming in to land. Still not on the runway, but I don't care. And we shut our engines off, and we still bounce, but not as high as last time. Oof. See? We're in the water. Come on, use the brakes. Stop bouncing. You ain't Ryanair, you're Emirates. Ah, shoot. Please stop. 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 Oh, barely an overrun into the water. Next livery. Here we are in Charles de Gaulle Airport in France on runway 26 right. And I only picked the livery for Charles de Gaulle Air France. If you look at this, the R, F, R, A, N, and has a beautiful shine to it. Anyway, take it off. Pull our tail down, please. Okay, we're about to take off and Air France Flight 745. And we took off with no flaps. Interesting. We are now flying. Let's say there's an engine failure. And the gears were all done retracting.
I wasn't expecting that, were you? You've never done that before. It's usually rocky.
So the plane I know this would happen in real life, but I'm just doing it for fun. The plane was able to stay in the air and somehow glide. They were able to glide all the way to St. Canary. But the hydraulic pipe had snapped. So they had to land without any landing gear. Spoilers were deployed for this hard impact. And the plane was now gliding on its engines. And it came to a stop. Hey, an Emirates A380 just passed by an Air France A380. Now that's really something you see. Here we are in Madrid with our final livery for the final part of the video. Good old Qantas. So yeah, Qantas flight 39 is speeded down the runway.
Sometimes I use my brains. Sometimes.
I'm saying those gloves are there to keep his power safely contained.
Whoa, whoa. The plane was swerving on the runway for a bit. For no reason. But they were able to get back centered. Using the rudder. They couldn't pull the nose up in time. And the runway was almost ending. But luckily, Qantas Flight 39's pilot was able to pull up in time just before the end of the runway. But then when the gear was retracted, the engines had failed. Even though the engines were at full, the engine bars showed that the engines were at full power, the engines still had failed. So the plane was now scraping its engines. Looks like you can actually activate reverse thrust, but I don't know how. And the plane had came to a stop. So yeah, hope you enjoyed.